Hello, so if you've been following this channel, you know that a few weeks ago I was part of the University of Northampton's Game Jam. I took along some sets of these Rexy wheels and the teams had 4 days to produce a brand new computer game for the wheels. So I've talked a little bit about the difficulties of making games for hand wheels, but what I haven't talked about is so far is the individual games that the different teams produced. So over the next few days I'm going to be breaking down the different games, looking at the pros and cons of the approach that they've taken, and perhaps giving other game developers ideas for games they could produce for Rexy wheels. The first game I'm going to talk about is one called Lakefront. Now you can see this game has got really fun, colourful graphics. I really like on the user interface, if you look at this, the way they've done a fish skeleton that expands as the volume goes up and down. I really like what they've done with this game. It's a very unique, innovative way of thinking about playing with Rexy wheels. I think they took the initial theme of the fact that when you're spinning a wheel it's a little bit like reeling in a fishing rod, and that sowed the idea, but I think they realised that that's probably quite limited just having it as something that you spin a rod, so they've added this extra layer where you've got this top-down view looking at this boat, and this boat has to navigate around various obstacles. You press a button to cast your reel, and then you transfer from moving the boat to moving the fishing rod, and you're effectively moving your hook, I suppose, around until you can catch a fish, and then you've got to reel it in really fast. It's a really clever way of thinking of the game. There's sort of 3 different stages to it, and it's very fun and enjoyable to play. This game effectively follows the cursor around the screen.
I think we're going to put it on a foot pedal, so like you press the foot pedal to accelerate forward and then use the wheels to steer where you're going.
This is kind of similar to how some games transfer mouse motion into a joystick motion. A more intuitive way of doing it is to actually map the cursor to the boat or the fishing hook, whatever it is. Like I say, this would work just by being the cursor, not following the cursor. So that it's a one-to-one relationship. You don't need to follow it round, and then you don't need the pedals to accelerate, go faster. A little bit of tweaking would make this game really playable with the Rexy wheels and really fun. But also I think this game could be a lot bigger than just Rexy wheels. This is a game I could see maybe on a Nintendo Switch, maybe a smartphone, those sorts of games. Obviously this game, you know, they only had 4 days to develop it, so there's very limited what they could actually achieve in that time. But I don't think it would take much to develop it a lot further, to come up with a lot more depth to this game. For instance, they could have the fish itself could struggle back against you, so they reel in the thing a little bit faster. You could see that it could be almost like, I think they call it wobbly physics in gaming, where once you're attached to the fish, suddenly everything becomes a lot harder to control. Reel them in. See, I like this element of it, where they start swimming around you, and I think you could really play with this. There we go, got him. Nice catch, another trout. I think there could also be this element where you're actually, you know, maybe like whirlpools and rapids, that sort of game. It kind of reminds me, there is a game on Switch that's called River Tales, where you play 2 characters moving around water-based obstacles. I think this game has an element of that in it. It's got that sort of cartoonishness to it. And yeah, I could really see it becoming a really popular game if they just develop it a little bit further. So congratulations guys, I really enjoyed playing this game.